Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Ezrebeth, A Holiday Mindfudge, the definitive edition. I almost said Persona, almost said Tensura, almost said anything but the right name, basically. Anyways, last time, we started off on our technically third day, but like the first one where we're actually going through the actual gameplay stuff. Like, technically there's a rewind. There's a full day, then it rewinds, we go through that day, and then it rewinds, before we're into, like, the whole clue thing. So basically, we had started off on that first actual clue hunting day, after having just spoken with Volumius, and then we had to go through the Isabello stuff, where we saw all of his, if it pleases you, Mama, all of his, talk about life, marriage, and all that stuff, and then using our psychic touch on him. So we went through all that. Basically, we're learning a little bit more about stuff. Basically, just the date reset thing. Was apparently the same as last year, but we don't remember having a calendar last year. The warning, I think, got some extra stuff, because Charta somehow knew we were talking about a woman in white, even though we only said a person in white. Cruel World, we learned a little bit more about it, because apparently there's some mystery behind the painters. There's some stuff where the wine apparently shouldn't even exist anymore, yet we can still get it, and the family photograph was apparently last week. And yeah, there's just some stuff going on. We're learning clues. So we spoke to Isobello, went through all that stuff, then spoke with Charta, and again went through all that stuff. Had some nice heart-to-hearts. But obviously, there's obviously still stuff going on. But after speaking with Isobello, we restarted the next cycle, where basically we just get to reread what we have about the clues. Since we got new stuff about each clues, we can go back to each of the people and get some more info out of them now that we know extra stuff already. So that's basically how this is going to work. We have clues already. We're going to gather them. We're going to speak. We're going to recycle until we get the full truth, basically. But anyways, there was an interesting line last time when we were talking with Isobello the first time and accusing his wife of being a gold digger. There was a line where we talked about the Casarecce family being famous, and how we were even more famous than the likes of a couple of our families I don't think we've heard the name of in any of the games before, and even the Salvi family, which is the name of the main character in Poetry in Purgatory, a different game we've played through literally a year ago almost was the last episode. Like, I went back to watch some of these episodes to see if that was an actual new line or if that was already in the old version. And while I was in it, I saw that Poetry in Purgatory's last episode came out April 24th of 2024. So almost a full year since that game got an update. I'm really hoping there's some news on that soon. I think they had some development slowdowns or something. Anyways, yeah, so that line about the Salvis and how the Casarecces were just as famous as they were, basically, that's actually new in the definitive version. I guess they just added in that fun little, like, Easter egg, or whatever you want to call it, reference to their other game when they remastered this, which is kind of cool. But I thought that was just interesting. Also, this original game was 2 years ago, and I had an older mic that sucks. Listening to myself in that video sucked really badly. I don't really like listening to myself on these videos, but I think I at least sound better now. So, yeah. Anyways, I think we're at the point where we need to start asking these two about our new clues. I'm not sure what's changed, though. Wow, words just failed me. Ask about the date. Sorry, Grandmother, I don't know anything. 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 Okay, Volumius knows nothing. Cool. Never mind. And Isabello, do you have new news? Probably at least something about the wine, right? Because we now know it was supposed to be discontinued. Anyways, ask about clues. A date? My apologies, I know nothing. 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 Do you know anything? I think we already looked back at everything and realized there was nothing new that we could see, right? No new info. No new info. Photograph, and why do I look so happy? That's the same thing. The jar, the drawers. Sink full. Okay, so I guess there's nothing new to do with these two. So I guess it's going back to Charta and seeing if he has new info for us, I'm assuming. Either that or we're just going to have to start running through a few days to see the Lady in White again. Because that did happen too. After we finished the last day, we got approached by someone who's like, you need to stop Ezrebeth and whatnot. Anyway, these two can leave. Don't come back until you come back. This is exactly the same dialogue every time, it seems like. Bye-bye. Anyways, next up is Charta. Let's see if we got anything new with him. Then I shall. He sit down, he walked all the way here and all that stuff. Can't even remember hanging at, rags to riches. Anything new? So far it's seeming like a no. Oh, I forgot to check the chandelier while those two were here, but I doubt that would have changed anything anyways. All of this is looking... Yeah, looks like we're all good there. Anyways, Charta. Ask about clues. Has anything changed here? Ask about the date. I find myself stumped. Begonia told me an interesting story about RT, the painter of Cruel World. Is that so? Apparently, an apprentice of theirs was blinded and died shortly after. Oh yes, I believe I've heard this tale. Her visage must have been striking indeed, causing blindness in another human being from simply beholding it. What? I'm sorry, it was a jest in poor taste. Given that the poor apprentice lost their sight, I merely... Yes, I get that. But why did you refer to RT as her? Their gender is famously unknown, after all, or so I hear. Oh, I must have stumbled on my words. I suppose to me, bearing my somewhat conservative nature in mind, women are more likely to possess such quintessential beauty. Not very progressive of me, I shamefully admit. Thus, I must have subconsciously drawn the conclusion that RT is female. I see. I guess that would make sense on some level, but it doesn't sound like him at all. Charta, are you hiding something from me? No, he would never. Not him. There's no way. A Cruel World has been updated. I love how most of these slip-ups seem to be coming from Charta here. Charta refer to RT as female, even though their gender is famously unknown. The whiskey. Seems like he's lost on that one. Nothing new there. Family photo and the sink foil. Okay, so there's nothing new in the actual clues listed there. Oh! I didn't even realize that. I think there was something there. I think it's using our power. Poetry, my love. Poetry. Beautiful, but other... Okay, you can see that we've... how do I turn off skipping? Actually, I clicked the button there thinking it would just go through what we haven't seen, and technically it did. Fascinating. Okay, so nothing new changed there, but we do get a new thing here. Draw conclusion. Do we do this? Or do we go one more day? I think that will probably bring us to the end if we have enough things already. And if it does, I want to do this now, because we'll get an achievement for doing it in the fewest possible cycles. and I kind of want it, so draw a conclusion. Chata. Yes, my love. You've been lying to me. I beg your pardon. Don't deny it. It's hard enough as is, being betrayed by you. I assure you, Ezra, I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't want to believe it at first. I told myself that you did indeed stumble on your words. But no. You made the same mistake twice, alluding to the lady in white. You knew that the warning note referred to a woman, even though it wasn't specified. And you knew that RT is female. Mere coincidence. Is an old man who not allowed a slip of the tongue or two. You can't honestly imply that you've made enemies with this anonymous artist who drew your landscape painting. You are the smartest person I've ever known. In all our years together, I can barely count on one hand the amount of times you've stumbled or slipped up, and how you did so twice when talking about the same damn dang thing. Oops. Don't try to gaslight me, you jerk. Jerk, is it? Tell me who the heck Artie is, and what she has to do with all this. I bet you know that I'm stuck in a time loop too, don't you? Don't be crazy, Ezra. There's no such thing as time loops. You're clearly complicit. You've... Don't sully your mouth further. I can say whatever the heck I want. You're supposed to always support me. I don't understand. Fine then. I concede. You're as clever as they come, my love. Yeah, we're in trouble now. What's wrong with you? Also, trying to put the extra emphasis and the extra, like, emotion into the Ezrebeth voice kind of hurts. Why do you look like that? And why are we in this place? I can finally stop pretending now. Pretending? Yes. You don't have a husband, you fool. And now every word is now glitchy. Who could ever love you? I bet you're feeling real good about yourself now. You didn't listen. And as a result, well, congratulations. You're one step closer to ruining everything. Ruining what? You're the one that's... Ask your son about the whiskey. I'm sure he can provide some additional insights. If pursuing this further is truly what you desire, that is. What? 1 second. Wow. 20 minutes later. So, that little break there started when I felt like a sneeze coming on. Said sneeze turned into a sneezing fit, turned into a coughing fit, turned into the hiccups. And the hiccups would not go away for like 15 minutes. So here we are. And on top of this, I'm recording this at midnight, basically, just shy of it, because it was my sister's birthday and didn't end up getting a way to record this until now. So of course, super late. Later than I've even recorded most of these before. Like, I'm starting this. You can see the time there. Because also I just had to reload the game because the volume stopped working as soon as I sat back down to record again. You can see the save. We're just starting, and we're basically at the same time we ended recording some of these other ones. But, anyways, I digress. Anyways, I'm sure that he can provide some additional insight. If pursuing this further is truly what you desire, that is. So, Mara, but don't say I didn't warn you. Charter, please. This can't be happening. Farewell, my love. Charter! Rewind. I see. So, come on. The residence of Ezrebeth Casareche, heiress to a vast fortune. Sister, wife is now glitchy, mother, grandmother, and recluse by choice. So, things went poorly with Charta, and we now have a hint about what to do next, asking Ishobello about the wine. So, let's continue on. ... Did that really happen? Charta, how could you? The one person I trusted. No, I'm not done yet. That shadow said that I should talk to Ishobello. Whatever I have to do next has to do with him. Begonia. Profile updated on Charta, and something changed about the alcohol too. Charta. My husband, who I've always loved. Understand why he's also mine. Using my touch on him, but I just believe that something's good. I haven't had time to properly process what happened after I accused Charta of lying to me. I want to believe that it was all a bad dream. But more often than not in my life, reality tends to become a nightmare. I'm heartbroken, but not surprised. Insane as this may sound. Charta was the only good thing in my life, and now he's gone. I have nothing of value left to lose. Finding this RT, who seems to be behind everything, is now the only thing that drives me. And the alcohol, the gift of whiskey. Shadow Charta said that I should talk to Ishobello about the whiskey. I don't know if I can trust him, but I've come too far to back down now. Can't do anything until we let Begonia in anyways, so... Come on in, sister dearest. Begonia, please come in. Don't mind if I do. So that's all the same. Anything here gotten changed? We can sort of tell by just a quick glance. If this button right here is yellow, it means that we've already read it, because that's the skip unseen. That's the skip stuff we've seen button, so... It looks like everything is just the same. The zinc foil and the painting. Nothing new there. So, sister dearest, Begonia, I have some things I'd like to run by you. Ask about the date, nothing new. Warning, nothing new. Cruel world, nothing new. Whiskey, nothing new. Family photo, nothing new. And zinc foil, nothing new. Okay, so Begonia is entirely useless at this point. For right now, at least. I did not check the chandelier, but the chandelier has never really said anything super interesting. Other than, it provides light, and someone in a movie did something stupid with the chandelier. That's essentially it. Throw out the trash. It's time for you to leave. I don't have any further use. Oh, I'm seeing. Yeah. So all of this is exactly the same. We won't get anything new with Begonia until probably the next cycle. Just like clockwork. Come in, you two. I could probably just press that skip button there. Cool. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to do that for the welcoming them in, because it doesn't seem like that actually changes any across runs. And it looks like all of these are just saying the same thing. Nothing new is popping up. That yellow bar is just staying the same and whatnot. Anyways, it looks like we're all good. Now, let's speak with Vol first. I'm gonna assume that that hint there was just saying, yeah, do this next. There's not really much else besides it. Yep, nothing new on that front. Stop interacting with a Vol. Ishobello. Come on, ask about clues. Well, obviously the whiskey is what's going to be important, but let's do everything else first, I guess, just in case. Nothing new on any of those fronts. So, gift of whiskey. Someone told me that I should talk to you about the whiskey. Oh, And what whiskey would that be, Mama? The one you brought in your car. Right, yes. Our gift. You knew about that, did you? Figures, I had a whole speech prepared for its reveal and everything. A speech? Yes, about how nothing is good enough for my wonderful Mama. But if anything comes close, it would definitely be the stellar 1987 vintage Eau de Savardelier. Ah, so it's back to the 87 then at this point. Alas, that plan is now forfeit. Incidentally, who was this someone that told you to talk to me about it? That cur had a lot to answer for, has a lot to answer for, spoiling a perfectly good surprise like that. He does indeed. But that doesn't matter anymore. However, you just made the same mistake again. You confused the years. I'm assuming you aren't planning on serving me the horrible 1987 vintage, but rather its pristine 1986 counterpart. Oh, yes, right. That is to say, by which I mean, of course. Let me guess. You misspoke. Yes. That seems to be today's running theme. What do you mean, Mama? Never mind. You've already told me what I need to know. I see. Very well, then. The gift of whiskey has been updated once more. Charter kept making glaring mistakes uncharacteristic of him, and now so does Ishobello in regards to correct vintage years. I guess I should be thankful for that, since their collective errors are leading me closer to the truth, whatever that might be. So, they're messing up their lives at this point, so we know what happened with Charter. We're, likely gonna have a pretty similar experience in just a moment here, but double check with Vol real quick. Oh, that's the same. Draw a conclusion. Draw a conclusion. Ishobello, enough is enough. Mama? I talked to your father already, or whatever that thing was. I'm not following. Stop playing dumber than you already are. I should have realized it earlier. I've never thought much of you, but I know that you'd never try to make your mother believe that she's going insane. That's right, I did never do that. But you did, though. You tried to fool me into thinking that there's nothing wrong with that dang calendar. You almost had me believing it too, until you started contradicting yourself repeatedly about the whiskey. My son is a constant and terrible disappointment, but that is one mistake he'd never make. I know him well enough to say that. So who the heck are you? I considered dragging you along a while longer, but what would be the point? That old idiot already went and said too much. How dare you talk about your father like that? He's not my father, obviously. He's a shadow, just like Charter. Heck, the child, too. I don't have a father, you see. Nor does this little thing standing next to me. Don't call me a little thing, you jerk. Butthole. That's... Don't call me a little thing, butthole. I'm older than you are. What the heck? Take it easy, Grandma. One thing at a time. Hey, stop stealing the show. I'm the one in charge here. Only because she feels sorry for you. What's going on? You're so close now, Mama. But you're not going to like what you'll find. So I hear. But it can't be worse than whatever this is. I have to say, she's handling all these developments quite well. It's because of her abilities. Uh, what about them? Oops.
You shouldn't have said that, moron. She will be angry with you now.
Are you talking about RT?
Obviously. Hey, maybe you should check on your flowers. I bet Ani has a thing or two to say about them.
You're still stealing the show, runt. If you don't want me to find out what's going on, then why do you keep giving me hints?
Hmm,
This isn't about what we want.
it's about what you want.
What I want.
Bye-bye, grandmother.
Wait. Sweet dreams, Mama. Wait.
Rewind. Some of the more emotional lines end up hurting my throat a bit. The residents of Ezrebeth Casareche, heiress to a vast fortune, sister, wife, mother, grandmother, and recluse by choice.
I understand even less now, somehow. Is nothing real? Am I even alive? What did those shadows say about my cinquefoil? Actually, when looking at those plants now, they seem tired, as if life is slowly leaving them. But how can they be dying if time keeps repeating itself? What was it Begonia said about the health of the flowers being tied to the owners? I need to push on. And the time to do so is now. Character profiles updated for Ishopello and Volumnius, and the cinquefoil updated as well. The flowers are clearly dying, but what does that have to do with me? And Ishopello and Volumnius. Ah, dang it. Accidentally closed out of it somehow. Ishopello? Be careful not to double click or do whatever I just did. For as long as I can remember, I've carried a great shame regarding my affection, or lack thereof, for my son. I sometimes doubted that he was even mine, though that's of course impossible. In some sick way, the shadow claiming that he indeed wasn't struck. The shadow claiming that he indeed wasn't struck me as kind of relieving. And Volumnius. Seeing that apparition take the shape of my grandson was oddly chilling. While I never cared much for him, I at least appreciated his gentle demeanor, in that it wasn't terribly offensive. The shadowy version of him did not share that positive trait. Okay. So, one more visitor to come speak with. Cinquefoil, a present from Charter. It seems to be in very poor health. It seems like something could have changed in this one now. Come to think of it, I can't remember where. Strange. I also don't remember why I'm so happy. Cruel World is still the same. Okay, is it just going to be the cinquefoil that's been changed at this point? It looks like it. Nothing else is popping up saying it's unseen images or text. So, final family member to see. Sister dearest, ask about clues. Date, warning, cruel world, whiskey, family photo, all nothing of course. The cinquefoil. Begonia. Yes? What's with these flowers, really? What do you mean? Oh, look at the state of them. They're withering away. You must be miserable, dear sister. I am, yes. Though I don't think it has anything to do with the plants. It has everything to do with them. Don't you know that they... Yes, yes, you told me. They're tied to my health, or something to that effect. Correct. I feel so sorry for you.
You really believe that they're magical, huh? There was a time when you'd laugh at the very prospect of mythological flowers. What happened? Hmm. I grew up with a magical sister, so I suppose in my older age, I may have become a bit of a believer, as it were. Is that right? Yes. Some things can't be explained by rational logic. I'm sure of that now. You're saying you learned that from me? That's right. Hmm. And though you're walking about as usual, seemingly all right with that slight leg impairment of yours. Sorry about that, by the way. Hmm. Your mental well-being is clearly worse than usual, which is saying a lot since it's you. I can't argue with that. The flowers don't lie, dear sister. Hmm. Just say what you want to say already. Huh. I can see it in your eyes. You have something you want to tell me. You're right. And I will. Soon enough. Hmm. Clue updated. The sync file. Um, Begonia knows that I know that something's not right. The truth is that the sister I grew up with would never show me the kind of affection that this person, whoever she is, does. She's not real. Hmm. A lot of queries? So it would seem. So as soon as we do that draw conclusion, we're gonna go into the ending here in a moment, probably. But I want to check something. I'm not letting her leave. Okay, I wanted to see if we could ask her to leave and what would it do. Because obviously we know that Vul and Isabella aren't real, so I guess we're kind of forced to go through now. Draw a conclusion. Oh, can you feel my heart? Use the psychic touch ability at every possible instance. Cool. I Before you start, can I just say that it's been a pleasure. Getting to know you, I mean. Huh? You're going to accuse me of not being real? And you'd be right. Uh, Please, don't look surprised. Those other imbeciles made it clear from the start that something was off. It's not really their fault, though. We're all just doing what she tells us. You're talking about RT. Yes, I am. So, what gave it away? Was it the whole flower shtick? From the start, I felt that you weren't acting like she would. But the way everyone was talking, and from all the time I've spent out here alone, well, I started to doubt my own memories. Easy to do when you barely have any left. Right. And after that, I started doubting my emotions too. Then you realized that something was wrong. Finding out that you're stuck in a time loop will do that to you. That's another thing you'll have to bring up with her. I don't think that's supposed to happen. You're not meant to be aware. Huh? Never mind, please. Continue. Mm, at any rate, the way you acknowledged my abilities. That was odd, to say the least. The real Begonia made my life a living underworld. There are limits to how much a person can change. Hmm. Are you sure about that? That's been my experience, at least. And knowing that and knowing that also proved to, with blah. Let me try that. Blah. Let me try that again. And knowing that also provided me with the last clue, which ultimately made me certain about you. And what clue was that? My touch. Using my gift on you showed a complete lack of malice. I wasn't sure what to do with that information originally, but it all makes sense now. You are not my sister. Ironically, you are a better person than she ever was. But if your goal was to deceive me, then you failed spectacularly. Dang, that's my line. Sorry. So, what now? Now, this. Do you recognize this place? No. Don't lie to me, sister. I'm not lying. I've never seen it before. Hmm? Oh. You've been having headaches, right? I have. Ah. Aha. Repressing things will do that to a human, I hear. I'm not blah. Let me try that one again. I'm not repressing anything. Why would I not want to remember? Why, indeed? What are you saying? Who knows? Maybe some memories are needed for you to be you, while others are simply painful. I don't. I'm being needlessly cryptic. It's been fun. Say, sister. Yes. Take a look at the family photo again. And remember the following. When you wish upon a star, she's going to know where you are. Begonia. Tick-tock. What the? Rewind. Probably for the last time. There we go. that little blank space there lasts a little bit longer than I feel like it should. Just a house RT, 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 just a house RT. I'm gonna stop at half of them. I'm not gonna read out the whole list. You get the gist. All looped out. Finish episode 1 with a minimum amount of needed time resets. Okay, cool. It's almost over. It has to be. All right, the photo. Oh, what the heck? I'm not. I'm. I'm not in it. What? Why? Why am I not there? I. Wait. Blue updated family photo before we continue on. Why am I not in the photo? That's it? Okay. Wait. The last word Begonia said. The last words, rather. What were they? Something about wishing upon a star. Ding 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 ding. It seems I didn't even have to wish, because someone's already here. RT. Definitely. Oh, hello there. Character profile updated for Begonia. Ironically, the fake version of my sister turned out to be the much more pleasant than the real one ever was. In an alternate universe, where things aren't quite as messed up, we could maybe have even been friends. What a thought. RT. You're just gonna end up phasing through the wall, aren't you? Who uses doors? I hear you've been looking for me, Ezrebeth. Maybe I have. Are you RT? Yes. Is that your real name? Not exactly, but it's what we're going with for now. Of all the questions you could possibly ask me, you settle for that. My brother is right. You humans really are strange. What? You're not human. Well, duh. To answer your weird whole question, I don't have a name. But for a short while, I may have been known as RT. Just one of many different things humans have called me through the years. I, what are you talking about? And the total lack of background noise is very unsettling, actually. You've had an interesting day, Ezrebeth. In fact, you've had many of them. As you probably know by now. Hmm, how many exactly? I've been observing you through that window for a small eternity. So, I'm not entirely sure. Humans think that there's no limit to my powers. But the truth is, I'm still learning. It's a bit infuriating, to be honest. Yikes.
Yikes. What the heck is going on?
Wow. Overreaction much?
It's a completely normal reaction, you dang ghost.
Hey, I resent that. I am not a ghost. But, I suppose my current form isn't really helping. Well, you've earned everything anyway, so I might as well reveal myself properly. Hold on to your butt. Hiya.
The lady in white.
That's right.
Wait, I didn't say that out loud.
Reading minds is easy peasy for someone like me, Ezri. Can I call you that, by the way?
What?
Thanks.
I didn't say.
Mm, so I bet you can't wait to find out what's going on, huh?
That's right.
Anyone ever tell you that you're a world-class detective? Of course, I had to make the whole thing winnable so that you wouldn't get too frustrated with little old me.
You mean.
Yes. I planted little tips all over the place for you to find, like my signature on the painting and some enticing flowers. Starting with a big old cryptic note, like all the good mysteries do. Once you found out about the loop, you wanted to break free, so I had to adjust the whole thing to keep you happy. Everything I do is about making you happy, you know. That's what I do. I keep people in their happy places for all eternity. Yay, me!
So, all of this. Is it actually happening? I mean, is it real?
Mm, as real as it gets for you at this point.
What does that mean?
It means that you're dead, sister.
Uh, what? What?
Mm, it's no big deal.
Not a big deal.
Uh, I keep forgetting. Life is so precious to you humans, even though it's not really special at all. I don't get it. Seems like I still have lots of learning. Seems like I still have lots to learn, huh?
How can you say that it's not special?
Mm, are you kidding with a little RT right now? I've seen your whole life play out, Ezri, and it was not a pretty sight. I've seen horror movies that were less traumatizing. And I can't handle scary stuff at all.
You don't know what you're talking.
Uh-huh. Well, life is trash, like you keep saying, right? But at some point, you need to take responsibility. You could have confronted those big old demons. And I gave you so many chances to, in this little fake world I created for you. It was sad, really. You never took the chance to grow. An infinite amount of holidays, and you just kept being bitter about things, mean to everyone, even when I tried making them good and nice to you. You were really hard to please, Ezri. And I tried so hard. Oh, sob, sob.
Uh, d- all of this was fake? And I'm dead?
Of course. You died alone in this depressing room. No one cared about you, Ezri. You were right all along. Why would they visit a let me try that one again. Why would they visit a bitter old hag like you? You kept walking around hating everything, doing nothing about it. And then you croaked. Boom. Some disease or something, who cares? But you died.
I...
That should have been the end of it. You should have gone to that boring place hanging out with my silly brother. But I wanted you, Ezri, because you're a bit special.
Are you talking about my abilities?
Yes, they're so interesting. They're giving me the good old shivers. They're a bit wasted on you, though.
I didn't choose to have them.
Complaining again, are we? Bah. Anywho, they gave me a challenge. Your strange magic thingy made it easier for you to resist my illusions. The real house kept popping back into your mind.
That's why I kept seeing it.
It took a super long time to make you believe that nice house was real. So much work, so many missed episodes of great TV shows.
Mm,
And then when it finally worked, I had to play around with your mind just a teensy bit. So you'd be you, but with less pesky memories that just ruin things. Such a balancing act. But even then, you kept resisting, eventually breaking out of my little construction. And at that point, I just had to admit defeat and give you some crumbs to lead you here. Don't we all love a good scavenger hunt after all?
it was you all along.
It was super hard. I don't have emotions like humans do, so figuring out which memories were important or not was so tough. I have to admit, I did take a few chances.
Which is why some memories ended up being real, some false, and some just missing altogether.
Exactly. So now you understand why some things didn't make sense for ya. You must forgive me, Ezri. I was doing it all for your happiness.
Sounds to me like I was just some dang experiment.
Mm, can it be both?
I don't think this was some clinical trial to see if you could make a person happy all the time. I don't think this is what that was.
I mean, I gave you the perfect family. The husband you always wanted. A kind sister groveling at your feet like you always dreamed of. A son and grandson to step all over. You should be thanking me.
Hmm, none of it was real. Tartan never left Begonia, did he? And my sister was just as bad as I remember her being, wasn't she? So I was never a mother. Isabella was Begonia's son? Isabella was Begonia's son all along.
Does that make you sad, Ezri? I thought you didn't want children.
I didn't, but you made them real. And even though I never liked them, Why would you do that? You said that you wanted to make me happy. Why even put that dang family there to begin with? I spent my whole life hated by them. Why would you make me believe that I wasn't? Why would you give me power over them for the first time? Why would...
Power? That's what you actually wanted, right?
Uh,
You wanted to be the one to tell them to go to the underworld. Like they did to you all your life. Revenge. Revenge. That is the real gift I gave ya. Out of the goodness of my big ol' heart. Metaphorically speaking, since I don't actually have one.
it wasn't your choice to make.
Hmm.
I don't know what the heck you're supposed to be. But this... Don't try to tell me that you did this for me. No one has ever done anything for me. No one has ever asked what I wanted, what I want. I didn't choose to be born the way I was. I didn't choose to be made an outcast, or disinherited in favor of my younger sister, or to be left alone.
You did, though. I mean, perhaps not directly. But stuff leads to other stuff, Ezri. And this is where your choices took you.
You are a piece of trash.
What did you say?
You are a piece of trash.
Um, da, uh, listen here, you little. You ungrateful little insignificant ant. After everything I've done for you, you don't know how much work I have to do, how tough it is to be me, how much I love ya, how hard it is to get rid of humans who find out, blah. Let me try that one again. How hard it is to get rid of humans who find out too much about me.
What? Someone who found out too much. Your apprentice. You killed her, didn't you? She found out about you, whatever you are.
Hmm. So what if I did? Little Rem, the cute painter, made a bad choice. Saw just a bit too much. But it's all good. Because her face is mine now. So she'll never be forgotten.
What?
Hey, it's not like I wanted to do all that. I had to out of necessity. It would be so bad if my existence were revealed to humans. For like everyone. So I didn't have a choice. You see?
You...
I'm bored with you now. And I can't forgive you for breaking my little heart like you just did. However, you are already dead, so I can't kill you again. I'll just have to turn you into one of them. You will be a shadow. No one will be able to see what you really look like. And you will only remember the things that I want you to remember. So, not too little, not too much. You will be a shapeless being living out your days in that other place. This hurts me more than it hurts you, Ezri.
Oh, you jerk.
Hmm,
So, this is how it ends. A full life of trash, and now an eternity of even more trash.
yep. But there's a silver lining, but there's a small silver lining for ya. Once I start turning ya, there will be a few minutes where you're technically between worlds. It's hard to explain, so bear with me, Kay.
Uh,
For just a few minutes, for just a few moments, you can see and do whatever you want. Think of it like your last wish. Though you don't deserve it, it's rightfully yours.
you mean I can...
Oops, you turned into a shadow already, Ezri.
Uh,
Better make that little window of time count.
what? No, I can't. No, I don't understand. I don't... Dot, dot, dots. Where am I? Did I go back in time? But there's nothing here. Only... grandson?
Hi! Oh, in the end, it seems like you're not so different from everyone else after all.
What?
This is your last wish. To meet us all one last time. That is, the versions of us that you always wished us to be.
Is this really what I want?
Grandmother, don't you know? What everyone really wants in the end is to be loved for who they are.
I...
And for what it's worth, Grandmother, I think you're pretty cool.
Alumnius.
Bye!
Mama. Isabella. Please listen to me. I may not have actually been your son, but I like to think that if I were, well, I think you could have taught me about what it's like to go through life being different. I never got to just be myself. I was forced to study all day and all night, and I hated it so much. What I really wanted to be was a musician, you know. A musician? An amusing thought, I know. Don't be so hard on yourself.
It's easy for others to say that you need to make a change, that you should get off your butts, or that you should try to be more positive. Change is hard. Still, Too many people don't realize that simple truth. And more still never hear words like these that could perhaps change them for the better. You did your best, Mama.
I'm not sure I did.
Farewell. My love.
I can't do this. I can't look you in the eyes now that I know the truth. You never loved me. Why? Why didn't you love me? I was always better than her. I know that you knew that too. So why? Why?
Life is complicated. And all of this is just your imagination, remember? Who's to say how things really were? Perhaps I never loved Begonia and desired you from afar. Or perhaps I was the same as her.
I know you weren't. You always asked me how I was. You called me that one time. You even defended me more than once. No one else in my life ever did that much for me.
Then that is the charter you should remember. For all intents and purposes, I am he.
And can you say it one last time?
I love you, Ezrebeth.
I love you too. Please don't leave me.
I must, though it greatly pains me.
How can it be painful for you when you're not even real?
That's not entirely true, now is it? Because you're experiencing this right now.
Charter wisdom. All the way to the end.
That's right. Adieu, my love.
Sorry, I'm yawning. It's 12:30, and it's a good thing we're coming to an end here. Sister dearest, why did you do it, Begonia? Why did you treat me the way you did? I was afraid. Always afraid. But I often regretted things. And when I found out that you had died, alone and impoverished. This isn't an excuse, but all I can say is that I ran into a wall. If I had attempted to salvage what remained of you, us, our relationship, well, it would have costed me too much. Selfish, I know. But it's the truth. The rumors surrounding you were too much. And knowing my part in creating them will always be my biggest shame.
Dot.
Sorry. Blah. Is that really what she felt? Or are you just making this up to ease the pain? I am just a mirage, Ezrebeth. But if I can believe it, then maybe you can too. That makes no sense. If I'm making you up, then how come you can believe things that I don't? True. But then again, does anything? Good points. Hey, did you know that some people believe that when we die, we'll get to live our lives from the beginning again? Over and over until we eventually perfect them. I've never heard about that, no. It's true, though. I'm going to make you a promise. If we get to live our lives again. If I get to see you again. Even for just a single day. I am sorry. Ugh. Even for just a single day. Then every fiber of my being will be committed to making things right. I'll share your burdens. I'll learn about your gift. I'll take your side against mother and father. I'll
I'll be the sister you never had. Viconia, I promise you. I promise. I'm sorry. I... I... Viconia. The time has come, Ezri. I hope you made your last moments count, because they're about to be history. Fine. But first... Huh? You can't possibly believe that you're good. Whatever being you are, whatever your purpose is. Dot. I might not be the right person to ask when it comes to how one should treat others. But heck, even I know that you are a dang trashy witch. Keep telling yourself that you're doing this for humans or whatever justification you want to use. But a butthole recognizes other buttholes. So trust me when I say that you are one. Mm. Shadow human says what? What? Much better. A, a visual improvement if you ask me. Now let's take you for a test drive. Mm, eh. Oh, what's your name? Ezrebeth. What do you like? Booze, hilarious puns on people's names and bad words in general. And what do you remember of your past? People were trashy to me, so now I'm trashy to others. Perfect. Oh. Seems like you have some of those powers left still somehow. I bet he will appreciate that. That way he'll owe me a favor. And that's never a bad thing, is it? Having favors to cash in on. Shut up, you dang cow. What? Are you trying to be trash? Or does it just come naturally to you? That you will just have to do. Ahem. I am such a dang good god. Rum scares me. Honestly, one of my favorite characters, though. Sometime later. Little brother, are you here? You know, I hate it when you're late. Don't make me punish you. I am not your brother. And even if I were, I'd certainly not be the lesser sibling. Let's not get into that whole thing again, eh? You know that I'm just so much stronger than you. At any rate, I thoroughly despise this place. So kindly tell me why you had me brought here post-haste. Should I take that personally? You may take it any way you like. Is that right? Hmm. Anywho, I brought you something. I'm sure you will love it, so you're gonna owe me. It's a shadow with some real special powers. I have no use for her, so to Purgatory she goes. I see. How awfully generous of you to share your discarded toys with me. Didn't you know? Generosity is your big sister's middle name. You're not my... In the spirit of generosity, I happen to have a gift for you as well. Uh, really? Happiness joy. Yes. Wait, it's not another pesky human, is it? I already have those 4 silly billies roaming around up there. They don't really belong in heaven, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, being able to study a bunch of rundown randos has been real interesting. Turning all Ezri into a shadow was so much fun. I can't wait to try it again sometime. Okay, this I wasn't sure at first, but I think this whole meeting between these two deities is actually new to the definitive version. I don't remember this existing before. Especially that line about four silly billies running upstairs in heaven. I'm curious who that entails. And that's all thanks to you for teaching me a little bit of what you know. Oh, kindly King of Shadows. Hearing you call me that brings me no joy whatsoever. Still, though, I'm not sure that I like how you're all so. Hmm, what's the word I'm looking for? Despicable, devilish, deplorable, all of the above. I suppose if you're. I suppose if you decline my kind offer, I'll have no choice but to. Hold on now, I didn't say that. I'm not some ungrateful meanie or anything. I'll gladly accept your gift, little bro. Mm-hmm. Good then. I'm certain you'll find a use for him. Well then, if that's all. I'm curious who him is. Don't you want to hear about what else I've been up to? I can't say that I do. You're no fun. Our individual ideas of fun differ quite substantially. Hmm, we're deities, brother. We're allowed to let loose. Who's gonna stop us? Hmm. The fact that humans are lesser beings is indisputable, of course. However, that is not what I'm referring to. It's you, constantly crossing lines. Applying your, how shall I put it, perceived goodwill. I wasn't aware we had lines to cross. You will have to teach me more about that someday. I suppose. Incidentally, this shadow you're sending me, it's the Casarache woman, yes? That's right. Hmm. Ahem. The youngest one passed recently. Okay. So this technically takes place like the day after Pit Stop in Purgatory then. Kinda. Sort of. Weird timey-wimey shenanigans. Unless unless Vol died in the car crash that killed the main character that killed Astrid, the main character of Pit Stop, and then Astrid survived a couple days. But I think she died like as soon as she made it to the hospital, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I played Pit Stop in Purgatory. I don't fully remember now. Anyways, weird timey-wimey shenanigans going on here. The youngest one passed recently. Given your experience with her, you might be interested in having a look at him as well. The youngest? As in the child? Bad luck. Yes, well, he's not a child anymore. Let's just say that you might find him entertaining. He's right up your alley, as it were. And with that tidbit supplied, I shall consider the remainder of my debt repaid. Hey, you don't get to decide. Honestly, it's either you or ya. Choose one. You should be more consistent in your use of human grammar after all that time spent in their company. Are you trying to get on my nerves? You shouldn't forget who you're talking to, little guide. Trying to get on your nerves? I'd say that I'm quite clearly succeeding. Toodles. Honestly, two of my favorite characters in the entire Purgatory series. Mm, such a rowdy little brother. I think I'm gonna have to have a real talk with him one of these days. Alone again. Sob. Hmm? I have to admit, something about this whole business with Ezrebeth is rubbing me the wrong way. Maybe I... Maybe I didn't do enough. Hmm. Is this doubt? Am I learning a new emotion? Uh, I don't like this new one. What am I getting happy about? I already know I don't have emotions. They seem like a lot of fun, but they're not for me. Hmm. So what is it then? What is this feeling of incompletion? Hmm. I know. I know what I can do. Maybe little bro's brand new present can help me out. Hmm. I'll need to ponder a little while. Iron out all the iron out the old deets. But after that, exciting. What is REM planning? What is RT planning? I am terrified now. Episode 1, A Holiday Mindfudge. End. Trophy unlocked, A Holiday Mindfudge. Congratulations on completing the first episode of Ezrebeth. New gallery content has been unlocked in Memories. A new episode is now playable. Born from a Dream. Access it when starting a new game. Oh, and now the painting has changed. Oof. Anyways, memories-wise... What is that locked one in the middle of the rest of them? There's that one. There's that. It's with the paintings, which makes me think that it's something to do with the painting, but I'm not sure what. That's just the room. That's the bad room. That's the outside of the good house. What is this? What is this missing picture? What on earth could I have missed in Holiday Mindfudge? That would be that missing gallery picture. I don't know. Anyways, trophies-wise, completed it. Ugh, she's turning into a shadow. Use Ezra's psychic abilities at every possible chance. And you can see her bending a spoon with her mind. All looped out. Finished episode 1 with the minimum amount of needed reset times. Cool. And then from here, it looks like there's 3 for chapter 2 and then 3 for chapter 3. I'm going to assume. Cool. Anyways, that is... Oh, I can reload it, but don't really have a reason to. That is the end of Holiday Mindfudge. But if I press start here, it's a duck. Okay, it's a duck. I guess that's where we're going to be starting next time. That little clip with the deities at the end there, if it existed in the original version of Ezrebeth, it was extremely truncated, and it was just them showing up and maybe... I think it might have been the guide telling Rem about Vol and Vol giving Ezrebeth to the guide if it existed, but that would have been it. All the extra stuff and extra dialogue pieces like the people up in heaven, I think all of that would be new. That does not ring a bell at all. But anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank you once again for watching, and we need to make a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, right now that's just you, but thank you so much for the additional support. Anyways, without further ado, for real now, take care, everybody.